Dear students, today in this lecture I will tell you the architecture of 8254 programmable interval timer. Okay, earlier we have discussed the need of this 8254 chip, why this 8254 chip is needed, why this hardware delay is required. Okay, all those things I told you in that lecture, and in one lecture I told you how it counts and how it produces the output frequency based on the input frequency as well as the count. Okay, what are the applications where we can use this 8254 chip. Okay, so now I will tell you the architecture. Okay, so in the architecture we can see that here is the data bus, okay, which is connected with data bus buffer. Okay, so this is an 8-bit bidirectional data bus. Okay, so we connect it with the MUPI, so MUPI can send the count value, okay, as well as the command. Okay, so that count value will go to the appropriate counter, okay, based on the address. Okay, and if MUPI send the command during the initialization, then it will go to the control word register or command word. Okay, now this is the read write logic where read and write pins are connected. Okay, and as there are three counters, counter 0, 1 and 2, and one control word. Okay, so if MUPI sends a count value, then it can go to counter 0 or counter 1 or counter 2. And if MUPI sends the command, then it can send to it will come to this control word, okay, or control logic. Okay, so this will be based on the address, okay, which address is selected. So we need to have 4 addresses, okay, inside the 8254. So for that 4 addresses we need 2 address lines, A0 and A1, to select one counter or this control word or control logic among the 4. Okay, so one line give us the 2 option and 2 line will give us the 4 option, 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. Based on this values, one of the device, or we can say one of the counter or control word will be selected. Okay, so and this is the chip select pin. Okay, so now we'll start with this counter. Okay, so there are 3 counters, counter 0, counter 1 and counter 2. First we load the count. Okay, how it is loaded? First MUPI will send the because count is of this is a 16-bit counter, so first it will send the lower byte and then it will send the higher byte. Okay, so the count is of 16 bits, so it requires 2 cycles to load. Okay, and data bus of 8254 is of 8 bits. Okay, and this counter will enter to the appropriate counter. Okay, mean all of these 3 counter have unique addresses. Okay, so these addresses for counters and one for control word, which I told you recently that 3 addresses for the counter 0, counter 1 and counter 2, and one address for control word. Okay, whatever come from MUPI should go to appropriate counter or control word. Okay, to the counter we send the count, and to the control word we send the command. During initialization, MUPI will send the command to the control word, and while operation MUPI can send the count value to the counter. Okay, the command programs the chip, okay, or it decides how the chip will behave. Okay, because it is a programmable interval timer, so this word programmable is very important. So a programmer can program it and it can decide how this chip will behave. Okay, so we need 4 addresses, okay, inside 8254, and for these 4 addresses we need 2 address lines, which are A0 and A1, which I told you. Okay, so the data comes through the data bus will have 4 places to go based on the values of A1 and A0. Okay, so it can go either to the one of the 3 counter, or can go to the control word. Okay, now these read and write bar. Okay, so these are the read and write operations. Okay, when MUPI says I want to read, the data goes to MUPI, and when MUPI says I want to write, then data comes from the MUPI. Okay, so when MUPI gives command or count, it does write operation. Okay, means when MUPI during initialization when MUPI gives command, or during operation when MUPI gives count, then means MUPI is sending some data, so it is writing the data, so it will keep the write bar low, because write bar is a active low signal. Okay, and when MUPI read back the command or the count, then it gives the read signal. So there is a facility of read back the command. Okay, the MUPI can read back the command as well as the count. Okay, and that's why these links are bidirectional. Okay, because MUPI can read back the command. Okay, count. Okay, for you can understand it by the example that if you set a timer during in the microwave oven when you are cooking something, so that timer is displayed, and we can see that timer decrementing. Okay, so all the time MUPI is reading back the command. Okay, so that timer is continuously displayed on that screen. Okay, so that it doesn't mean that count will show us only at the when it reaches to 0. Okay, or when it reaches to terminal count, it keeps showing where it has reached. Okay, and this is called the read back command. So we can read or we can write. Okay, now this CS bar, this is used for designing only. Okay, this is called chip select. Okay, so there are various chips that can be connected to the microprocessor. Okay, so for that particular address only that particular chip should be selected. That depends on this chip select. Okay, so we connect the particular that line to this chip select, and if this 8254 all as it is a IO device, IO chip, so it is having a 8-bit address only. Okay, so when that particular 8-bit address for 8254 is given on that chip select, then only this 8254 will be selected, otherwise this chip will not be selected. Okay, so there are now see here, there are 3 signals in the counter. Okay, the directions are clock is inside the counter, gate is inside the counter, and out is outside the counter. Okay, it is coming outside from the counter. So clock triggers the counter. Okay, gate that enables the counter, and out to give the output telling that counting is over or counting is finished. Okay, each counter has its own clock, gate, and out pin. Okay, see here, all these 3 counters are independent of each other. Okay, as they are having their individual clock, gate, and out pin. Okay, means they are totally independent counters. Okay, so MUPI may start 1 at a time or 2 at a time, or may stop this 1 or 2 or all the counter individually. Okay, so they are individual in their operations. Okay, all of them have independent signal and they do not depend on each other. Okay, so this is very simple architecture. Okay, so I hope you get this architecture and you understand this video. Thank you.